The NBA thought it had seen everything after Wemby, until an 18-year-old walked in and started breaking records nobody even knew existed. And the craziest part? This isn't hype. What Cooper Flagg is doing right now shouldn't be possible, not for a rookie, not for his age, and definitely not this early. Everyone expected Cooper Flagg to be good, but nobody expected this. Before he even played a single NBA minute, most analysts had already placed a ceiling on him, not because of his talent, but because he entered the league right after a once-in-a-generation giant like Wemby. And when you follow someone that unique, people naturally assume you're the normal one. But that assumption didn't last long. Flagg walked into the league at an age where most players are still figuring out dorm rooms and college schedules, yet he immediately looked like he belonged. The speed, the physicality, the pressure, none of it fazed him. And the moment he started putting up numbers that no rookie had ever touched, the narrative flipped overnight. Suddenly, the kid who was supposed to be a few years away was outplaying veterans who'd been in the league for a decade. But the real shock wasn't just the production, it was how quickly everything clicked. And what happened next made the league realize this wasn't a hot streak, it was the beginning of something much bigger. The moment Cooper Flagg started scoring, the league realized this wasn't just another promising rookie, this was something entirely different. For a 3-game stretch, he averaged 40 points a night on efficiency numbers that shouldn't belong to an 18-year-old. No rookie in 50 years has ever done that, and nobody expected the first one to do it to be a kid who was supposed to be in college right now. What made it even crazier was how effortless it looked. He wasn't hunting shots or forcing the game. He was reading defenses like a veteran, punishing every mistake, and getting to his spots with a level of control that usually takes years to develop. Defenders tried doubling him, switching bigger bodies onto him, even trapping him at half court, none of it mattered. Every night, he found a new way to break them down. And while the numbers were shocking, the confidence behind them was even more alarming. He didn't celebrate, didn't talk, didn't show off. He just kept scoring, possession after possession, like he already knew this was who he was supposed to be. And that's when the league realized, this wasn't a hot streak. This was the beginning of a problem nobody was prepared for. When Jason Kidd announced that he wanted Cooper Flagg to handle point guard duties, the entire NBA world rolled its eyes. Fans called it reckless. Analysts said it would ruin his confidence. And for the first few weeks, it looked like they were right. Flagg struggled with pressure, turned the ball over, and looked overwhelmed by the responsibility. But Kidd wasn't experimenting, he was building something. He had done this before. Years ago, he pushed Giannis into uncomfortable roles, forcing him to learn how to read defenses, initiate plays, and control the pace. Everyone hated it, until it turned Giannis into an MVP. And now, Kidd was doing the same thing with Flagg. Slowly, the game started to slow down for him. The traps didn't bother him anymore. The physical defenders couldn't knock him off balance. He began using his size to see over the defense, his strength to get into the paint, and his patience to manipulate defenders like a veteran. By mid-season, the experiment wasn't a risk, it was a weapon. Flagg was suddenly one of the most dangerous point forwards in the league, controlling the offense with a calmness that didn't match his age. And the moment he figured out how to punish defenses with both scoring and passing, everything about Dallas' offense changed. What truly separates Cooper Flagg from every other young scorer isn't the points, it's the decisions he makes after the defense panics. Most rookies rush. They force shots, miss open teammates, or crumble when the game speeds up. Flagg does the opposite. The moment defenders collapse on him, he slows everything down, almost like he's watching the play from above. When LaMelo Ball sinks into the lane to cut off his drive, Flagg doesn't hesitate. He fires a perfect pass to the corner before the defense even realizes what happened. That's not normal rookie instinct, that's veteran-level processing. And it's happening every single night. His assist-to-turnover ratio sits in the 97th percentile for his position, a number that shouldn't belong to someone who just learned how to run an NBA offense. He's reading traps, manipulating defenders, and creating shots for teammates who suddenly look a lot better when he's on the floor. Late in games, when defenses tighten and every possession matters, he becomes even more dangerous. He doesn't force hero shots. He doesn't panic. He just makes the right play every time. And that's when the league started to realize something terrifying. Cooper Flagg isn't just a scorer learning how to pass, he's a playmaker who just happens to be able to drop 40 whenever he wants. Most rookies struggle on defense. They're late on rotations, they bite on fakes, they get bullied by stronger players, it's normal. But Cooper Flagg didn't get that memo. From the moment he stepped on an NBA court, he defended like someone who had already spent years studying the league. He doesn't just contest shots, he erases them. Players shoot over 4 4% worse at the rim when he's the primary defender, a number usually reserved for elite big men, not teenage wings. And it's not just the blocks, it's the timing, the instincts, the way he reads a play before it even develops. When most rookies jog back after a missed shot, Flagg sprints. When most rookies panic on switches, he stays calm and holds his ground. And when most rookies get lost off the ball, he rotates early, cutting off drives before they even happen. That's not effort, that's understanding. The chase-down blocks are already becoming a signature. The help side rotations look like something out of a veteran's film session. And the craziest part? His defense gets better in the fourth quarter. When Dallas needs stops, they don't hide him, they put him right in the middle of the action. For an 18-year-old to be this polished, this disciplined, and this impactful on defense, it's almost unfair. And it's the moment coaches around the league realized they weren't just dealing with a talented scorer, they were dealing with a two-way problem who could anchor a defense for the next decade. At first, people laughed when Cooper Flagg's name was mentioned next to legends. It felt too early, too dramatic, too unrealistic. But the more he played, the harder it became to ignore the similarities. Not because he's the next LeBron or the next Kobe, but because he's showing pieces of both, and that's what makes him terrifying. The LeBron comparison comes from the way he controls the game. The size, the strength, the vision, it's all there. He's a 6 feet 9 inches wing who can score from anywhere, run an offense, and make teammates look better just by being on the floor. That blend of scoring and playmaking is rare. It's the kind of versatility only a handful of players in NBA history have ever had. But the Kobe comparison? That comes from something deeper. It's the mentality, the way he attacks matchups, the way he refuses to disappear in big moments. When the offense stalls, he doesn't drift to the corner or wait for someone else to take over, he demands the ball. He embraces pressure instead of avoiding it. And when he's challenged, he responds with a level of intensity that feels way beyond his age. Against Charlotte, he started the game with just 2 points. Most rookies would have folded. Instead, he turned frustration into fuel and walked off the court with 49. That's not normal confidence, that's obsession. That's the mindset of someone who takes things personally, who treats every matchup like a test he refuses to fail. So no, Cooper Flagg isn't LeBron, he isn't Kobe, but he has pieces of both, the versatility of one, the mentality of the other, and that combination is something the league has never seen in an 18-year-old. And the scariest part? He's still just getting started.